Hello, and welcome to another episode of My Idaho Friends. I am your host, Jaime Lima, still, and today we're going to have another kick-ass episode, whether you think so or not. As always, the way that we get started every time, shout out to Argos Productions. This is their studio. This is where where the magic happens. So always very grateful for all the help that Justin, Erica, and sweet baby James out in the back. Everything they facilitate, they provide in order for us to have this project continue, to be what it is. And then also, shout out to our sponsor, Vital Elements. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to take away from the thunder of our guest, who happens to be Kevin Steven from Vital Elements. So I'm supposed to be on my very best behavior because you sponsor this shit.
Yeah.
And it's not shit, but it's the show,
Yeah.
So yeah.
We make this shit.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're so very welcome. So we start every show, the proof is in the pudding, and because you're here, I gotta use the thing. So half a dropper of the freaking CBD oil. Boom. No THC.
THC free.
THC free.
So we can ship that into all 50 states.
Yeah, calm down there. We're not there yet.
Right.
That's real nice. That's real cool.
Yeah.
But we're gonna hit all those things. So thank you for that. It always, helps me just kind of keep me on my frosty end. Keeps it cool. Keeps it level.
Frosty's good.
Keeps it relaxed. Keeps it cool. And we're switching it up. We usually do beer. We usually do cider, and we usually do wine. But you just turned.
Yeah.
It was your birthday.
Yeah.
It was your birthday, and
25-ish.
25-ish, and then we, the wife and I went out on a little trip, and we picked this up for you. So this is from, oh crap, of course I cannot read. So Grand Teton Malt Whiskey, an Idaho whiskey, super delicious, super awesome, and it's from Grand Teton Distillery out in, Driggs?
Driggs, Idaho.
Idaho. Yeah.
Driggs, Idaho.
So
it's really good.
pretty
It's
sweet,
tasty.
pretty awesome.
Single malt whiskey.
All Idaho.
100% Idaho.
So shout out to them for making delicious things here in our great state. And let's go ahead and get down to it.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, brother. So, fun fact for anybody that is tuning in. You were part of our second pilot episode.
Correct.
A little bit over a year ago when with my Idaho friends, I was trying to figure out what this was going to be, and Argos Productions, Eric and Justin, they were just so kind and so awesome to give me so much guidance. And then pandemic happened, and then what are we going to do? And this is the format now, which works really well. So it's really fun. It's really cool. Back then, we were talking about Exact Plus. So you help on software development.
Right.
Okay, so you have that space. You also help people, clients on the digital marketing space.
Right.
You also recently or about to come out with a book.
Correct.
Okay. So there's that. So I guess we add
Published.
We add author to that, and then you are also my neighbor.
Correct.
You watch over my pet pig when we leave in town, and we're very grateful for that.
Take care of the pig.
So great to take care of Napoleon Bonaparte. And then you are also on the CBD trade, if you may.
Drug dealer.
Drug dealer.
Legal drugs.
Legal drugs. Okay, let's not call them that. But yeah, so CBD. So I kind of want to hit all those wickets first before we get to the CBD part, because that's very obvious. We have the little display over here. Sweet baby James was in charge of that. He did phenomenally as usual.
Appreciate it, James.
Yeah, sweet baby James does know how he does his thing. But before that, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the software. What is Exact Plus, and where is it right now?
Yeah, so we, in 2016, god dang, 4 years ago, came up with an idea, a need that was in the commercial insurance space. A lot of business owners, they pay some hefty insurance in relation to their general liability as well as their workers' comp, workman's comp insurance. and saw a need for a product. On the front end, we're a timekeeping app, but it's what we do on the back end to aggregate data with Exact Plus that helps business owners, small business, medium-sized businesses. We help them save a lot of money on their general liability insurance and their workers' comp by accurately coding hours. So just to quickly talk about it, let's say I've got a plumbing company or a gas company, gas and heating, and I've got my employees out in the field. Well, those employees that are out in the field probably carry 2 or 3 different work comp codes that are associated with them, depending upon what they're doing, whether they're at the office in training, whether they're in transit, or at the job site. Well, the beauty of it is, for us, we can actually track based on GPS every hour, every minute, every second worked in each job code, and then we aggregate a report at the end that goes to the insurance companies. The insurance companies can then bill based off of actual hours worked in the job code versus all 40 at the highest code associated with that employee.
Right.
So we save companies a ton of money on their general liability and their workman, whatever it is, that damn compensation insurance, workman's comp. Yeah,
right,
that stuff.
Right. That's the one. That's the one. Did we ever start the watch party on this thing? I totally did not.
No worries.
I screwed it up.
Yeah, so Exact Plus is, we're in the middle of a raise. I'm talking with a large group out of Colorado right now that not only do they need it for their 380 employees, they're wanting to invest in the company. So we're in that next round of funding and having some fun discussions around that as well. So.
Oh, right on. No, of course, not going into like any sort of like NDA type stuff. As far as like the development of the software, has it gone live or is it getting ready to go live?
So we have tested it, we've run it, we've done what's called a beta test. We beta tested everything and we were off and running. I don't really want to, I hate going in, into the, but we had an issue with a partner in the company.
Yeah, let's not worry about that. Let's worry about, not worried, but what I really want to focus on, because here's the thing.
Right.
We'll go down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
And we'll never get out.
Right.
We only have an hour.
I'm only going to say is it slowed the process for us.
Yeah, it slowed the process.
We're out of that now. We're ready to go again, and a lot's happened in 19 months, which will include a ton of updates, making the software work on all the different devices. Apple, fantastic. One device. It's all we have to support. Android, it's a
great deal of stuff.
It's a crap show, and we've got to survive. We got to support all those damn phones.
Okay, that's awesome. So Exact Plus, that's what we got to look forward to on the software development side of the house. Where can people learn more about Exact Plus as it's getting ready to?
Exactplus.com.
Okay.
So then go to exactplus.com. Another company that we launched is getting some life breathed into it. So Alert Squad is coming back around now.
Really?
Yeah, and so we've got some folks who want to invest in it. If you look at what's going on currently in this world.
Fair enough.
Big space for it.
Yeah, and Alert Squad essentially just tied to like
right back in.
Yeah.
All we had to do was just bring it up. Everyone wants to be a part of this right now. So we're talking with a big player. We probably need to raise $500,000. And we're talking with some folks who want to bring that money in and they want to be a part of this. So
awesome.
This is coming back.
What else we got going on the software side of the house?
Yeah, so obviously Rahul and I, we have our company. We help not only launch our own stuff, but other people's products. So we're working on some other people's projects right now, and then Rahul and I are in talks to drop a really big software together. So we're talking that out now, and without disclosing for anybody who might see this.
Right.
Yeah, we just want to kind of protect the IP behind that, but it's a social media driven software that we're looking at creating and launching.
And then that ties, I believe, directly with the digital marketing space that you're also
right.
part of.
So
it's a hand in arm signal for the digital marketing space. I don't know why I did that.
A little over 2 years ago, by necessity for clients for Alert Squad, I got in the digital marketing space. I needed to be able to find clients in a different way than your traditional, radio, print, whatever it might be. And so got into this space. And I've been in this space for a little over 2 years on the digital marketing side. I've learned how to market, to find, to hunt, to lead gen in the digital space, and have had a lot of fun in it over the last 2+ years. And so that's how I got into this space. I do some coaching in this space. I coach business-minded folks on the sales aspect of things. And so I bring that 25 plus years, man, I started as a kid. I bring that 25 plus years worth of experience in the corporate world into a coaching space and coach business owners on how to do things. So, digital marketing things, the book itself will be coming out. So there's 73 authors in the book, of which you are one of the authors.
Nobody cares about me.
No, yeah. So Jaime, your insurance professional, has a chapter in there. So we've got a book that's built around digital marketing, everything from somebody's mindset all the way through to the end, in relation to generating revenue, how to use all sorts of different platforms, whether that's social media, Google, YouTube. We've got a ton of great chapters written by industry experts that are all in the book.
Nice. And when is the book going to be?
The book, I was just told by the publisher, it just left the typesetter. So they're printing a few copies and shipping them out to me. I'll give final approval on the book itself. If everything's a go, we will start shipping books. I envision we'll probably start shipping books in the next couple of weeks.
Nice. Awesome. Freaking A.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And I like that. So that, very seamless transition, your sales background going into the digital marketing space, which is very, sales driven. And it was what you will call, very active.
Right.
But now because of the current environment in which people need to pivot, especially small business owners.
Absolutely.
All business owners, but certainly, most definitely small business owners as far what can I do if nobody can walk into my brick and mortar? What can I do if I cannot be out there positioning my product during the summer Saturday market or whatever it may be, and now you cannot do, what's it called? The big, I call them big show and tells. You can tell them
events, trade shows.
Trade shows, yeah, which is show and tell, but for adults.
Right.
And there's money involved. So transitioning, those who have been able to transition to the digital marketing space have certainly found some traction, even some success.
Absolutely.
And then taking that recipe, if you may, or from several different experts in different fields. And putting them all into one book in order for some people to have perhaps a blueprint of how they might be able to get started into their sales journey, but via digital.
Well, if their storefront's closed, you turn social media into their storefront.
Right.
And so, the beauty of it is you can take a brick and mortar business that doesn't have the traffic walking into the store. Well, you go find that traffic in other places. And so almost everybody has a Facebook page.
Right.
So you can take company X and drop them in the newsfeed of all their clients. So you can do a within 10-mile radius or a 25-mile radius of where your storefront would be, and you can start hitting them in their newsfeeds, whether that's on in a YouTube ad, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. You can start putting ads in front of these folks that speak to your business. And so now you're finding clients in a digital marketing way online.
Excuse me. And this is not new, of course.
It's not.
But far more relevant now.
Absolutely.
Because depending on where you're at, it could very well be that, I'm dealing with just an overabundance of information, mostly negative, via feed of social media. And a lot of what I do for my work.
Get out of here.
Right. Yeah. So, but all of a sudden it's trying to find that balance. It's I'm going to take a break, but now when I take a break, somebody could be reaching out to me.
Right.
It's kind of like what I'm I have found my balance by deleting Facebook from my phone, but still keeping the Facebook Messenger app, and then limiting my Instagram consumption because I'm a little bit of an Instagram junkie. And then, but I'm also old too, because TikTok came out, and I'm just F that.
There are people crushing it on TikTok.
Yeah, and that's the thing, they are. I remember when it first came out, and it's just everybody's just dancing.
Right.
And so...
And it pivoted. A lot of folks have pivoted.
Right, no, absolutely. Yeah. But the consumption of the media, via TikTok, it's, to me, I don't want to call it silly, because again, there's people that are making a living just on that, and some of them who didn't even mean to do it. They were just oh, this is just me.
Tripped and fell into some money.
And now here I am, and it's I got this huge following, and there's the aspect of like how do you develop that into a business and how do you continue to scale it and grow it and it's going to be relevant for like a long period of time. More often than not, if all you're doing is dancing, no. But if there's other actual like valuable content that you're pushing out, then perhaps yes. And again, nothing new, or like anybody that listens to like Gary Vaynerchuk or anything like that. You know, it's just like when he's like thinking ahead. When you look at like all his videos when it's like 10 years ago, like like Instagram, and then like a few years ago, like TikTok, and then like
he pivots and shifts. I mean, when you think about it, TikTok is still super new in relation to the business approach. So for a lot of folks who have something to sell, something to offer, you know, they're using TikTok now because they're really not finding any competition out there in their space.
Right, like Facebook is full of like...
Yeah, Facebook's overrun now, and everybody's competing for ad traffic.
Yeah, and
but on the other side of it,
exhausting.
Yeah, I can go to Pinterest and TikTok, and I can run ads over there for a fraction of what I can over at Facebook.
Right.
So now you've got a platform over there. It's just finding your audience, finding the right audience, using the algorithms, setting up the ads in a way that it only speaks to. Maybe I only want to speak to men who are 30 to 50 years old. I can do that on TikTok.
Yeah, or maybe I only want to talk to people from Idaho, so you call your show My Idaho Friends on YouTube, and then you like totally create like a very niche market.
Screw Ontario.
And then you cannot get out of it.
Right.
I was talking to somebody just actually about a couple of hours ago, hour and a half, and she's like, so are you going to like change the name? Or are you just going to do another one for everybody else outside of Idaho? And I was like, okay. Like, all right.
My other 49 friends.
My other 49 friends in different states. Because I love them too.
Right.
Right. So we touched on the digital marketing space. We touched on the book, which is exciting in about a couple of weeks. You know, that might be coming out. And now we find ourselves with vital elements.
Right.
And I'm not going to backtrack all that much because I don't expect people to be like, oh, like I remember that guy from like the first time, like, you know, when he was watching the thing and whatnot. You know, you have a sales background.
Right.
And then for a bit over here out of Eagle, here in Idaho, you owned a bar.
Right.
You know, a wine bar with Amy.
Wine and Martini Bar, correct.
Wine and Martini Bar. She was just waving over here. I don't do this very often, but I've been told I need to be engaging with people as they're pushing the stuff. So I'm just like, I haven't waved back. I'm sorry. I'm conducting an interview.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
But, you know, a special shout out to Amy, who's just going on.
The bar was fun for a little while.
Right. And, you know, we're not going to, that's, you know, if you want to know about the bar, which was a short but great interview, you can check out the second pilot episode of My Idaho Friends, which was with you.
Right.
We're talking bar, wine, sales, and now CBD.
Correct.
Okay, and you think about it, you know, you're thinking Idaho, you're thinking CBD. Well, in Idaho, it's going to be interesting whether it will be
tough road to hoe here. Yeah.
Whether it be Idaho or Wyoming, because I was just there this last weekend. Which state is going to be the last one to legalize it?
Right.
Meaning marijuana, whether it's going to be for medical.
According to our governor, he's not going to.
Right.
He's not going to do it.
And that's, you know, and that's here nor there. We're not going to necessarily touch on that
politics.
That's spicy button just yet.
Right.
That's not what this is for, unless we really need to. But how do you fall into that? Because clearly the farm is not here in Idaho, but the product is an Idaho company.
It is.
Right? But yeah, the farm is over in Oregon.
Correct.
You know, our neighbors to the northwest, if you may.
Those crazy Oregonians.
Yeah, they're good people. They grow good weed, or so I hear. I don't know. So the farm operation is that. How do you end up getting involved?
You know, a good friend of me reached out to me, and she was in partnership with a gentleman named Jim Hutchins.
Right.
So Pep reaches out, and she's like, "Hey, Kev, I really want you to meet Jim. I think he could use your sales expertise."
Right.
And I'm like, "So what's going on?" She's like, "Oh, they've got a hemp farm, and they make CBD products." And I was like, "I'm not getting involved in drugs." And she's like, "It's not a drug."
Because you're a square, that you're a square kind of guy.
I'm a square guy. I don't do any of that recreational.
You got square glasses.
Right.
You know, you got a square iPhone phone.
Just
thing.
got this as a gift for
Gosh, I'm old. I called it an iPhone. What is it? An iWatch? Whatever.
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch. Whatever.
The Apple Watch. Thank you, Apple.
It doesn't like they're watching this.
Yeah. Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, Tim Cook. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So my good friend Pepper's like, hey, I want you to meet Jim and go out and talk to him. So I did. I went out there and sat with Jim. I'm like, what's going on out here? So I walked his farm first. I walked the lab. So they've got a Breaking Bad lab where they make all the CBD products.
Gosh darn it!
And it's on the up and up. It absolutely
of course it is.
It's 100% legal. So I walk this and I get to know kind of what they're doing, and he needs help getting the product out there and selling it.
Yeah.
And hemp flower and all the things that were going on. And so started to do a dive into their stuff and came back with here's some things I would do and helped him out, and just basically walked away. He said, hey, can we go have breakfast? And this was, I don't know, like a Saturday or something. I was like, yeah, sure. So we went to breakfast, and at breakfast, he's like, I got to find a way to keep you on board. I'm like, what does that mean? And I know what it meant. I knew he was going to.
Homoerotic relationship.
Yeah, homoerotic. Yeah. Wanted to,
or no?
He wanted to rub
a business,
my hair.
A business relationship.
He wanted to rub my hairy legs.
You know that there's
in the
anything
pool.
wrong with a homoerotic relationship.
He wanted to.
He
wanted to rub my hairy legs in the swimming pool.
Proof.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the hetero or the homo, whatever it might be.
Pro LGBTQ. We're pro ho too.
It all works.
We're pro.
I don't know if I'm pro ho, but
I am, and this is my show. So get
cheers to the
program.
hoes. Cheers. But anyway, so we talk, and he's like, he makes me an offer. I said, don't make me an offer I can't refuse. I said, no, I said, you got to make me an offer I can't refuse. And he made me an offer. I was like, that's an offer I can refuse. And he's like, well, what does that mean? And so we came to an agreement. He brought me in and away out there with the farm and with the lab. And then having beers down at one of your little fun spots. Lost Grove. We're down there hanging out. And
shout out to Lost Grove.
Howdy, Lost Grove.
Jacob Black.
Cheers.
Cheers to
and
you.
So we're having a talk, and we came up with the idea for Vital Elements. You know, what's funny is when we first launched this company, we knew we were going to be the next biggest network marketing company on the planet. We're going to bring CBD into the space, network marketing, 8 levels, and go as wide as you want, do all this crazy crap, and we'll make a ton of money. We'll help people make a ton of money. And when we launched Vital Elements and we came into this space, we came in as a network marketing company. But I started running the numbers, and I realized, holy shit, we are not going to be helping people make a lot of money. Because when you really look at it, let's say we do $1 million in sales and we tell everybody that you guys are going to get 50% of it. It all washes out in the end, and when it comes back, really, that pool, hey guys, network marketing, I'm just going to give you the skinny. Network marketing companies really only end up paying out about 20 to 25% commission when it's all said and done. And so we would have made 75%. We would have been screwing over our distributors.
Are you talking about, so when you're talking about MLM?
MLMs.
Yeah, so multi-level marketing.
Yeah, multi-level marketing. And I just knew I didn't want to do that to our people. Okay. And so we pivoted. And we, literally, we just put the brakes on. We completely shifted away from a multi-level marketing company to just a company that pays commissions. And the beauty of it is anybody who wants to can come on as a distributor, an affiliate, sell the product, and we pay them commission for doing so. So, if I'm a beauty salon here in town and I want CBD product, I can put CBD product in the shop and I can make my commission on that product. They never touch it. They can put displays up. They never have to touch it. We drop ship everything. So literally, we house everything at the warehouse. We ship from the warehouse.
Okay, so you don't have to so that what you're talking about is you don't have to buy X amount of product.
No.
And then you don't have to, you're not expected to move it.
No.
And then once you move it, you're not expected to buy the next higher type quality of product.
That's the crap system with MLM is they're always buying
so,
in order to qualify and make commissions.
Right. So there's the pressure of if I don't move this product.
We're very low pressure in the way we operate this. The beauty of it is for anybody who wants to get involved, they never have to touch the product.
Yeah, so you don't have to hold anything.
No inventory at all.
In a cool, dark, room temperature environment.
Right. Man, I got to sell some chocolates.
Right.
So they grab they sell the milk or whatever it might be. So for us, the beauty of it, the system is it's a system that we own the entire chain of custody. We grow the hemp, we harvest the hemp, we make the CBD product. Then we inventory it all over here. We've got about $3 million worth of product sitting in the warehouse right now. Someone can go out, hey, you want to go sell all $3 million right now? I'd be happy. I'd love to cut you a commission check.
Right, here you go.
A big old commission check on that one. But the beauty of it is for somebody who wants to get involved, like yourself, anybody who wants to, they can get involved in this and never have to inventory product, they don't have to buy anything. They can promote product, and as product is sold, we cut a commission check to them for the product that's purchased through their link.
Right, which is really cool. I mean, being transparent, that's why you guys were such a good fit as far as like being like an initial sponsor, because I have to be careful, with what I do from like 9 to 5, and everything on, on that end that, we don't talk about that over here.
Right.
But this is its own separate entity, right?
Well,
and the beauty of it is like, you guys sponsor us, we send out the love.
Right.
By the way, happy to sponsor anybody else. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Unless you're CBD, and then we're stuck.
Hey, you try to cut me out of this. We're gonna wrestle.
Because my Idaho friend, with his whole total of 10 viewers, so go pound sand.
You'll probably have more than 10 viewers on this episode.
That was rude. But what I'm saying is, it's really cool because it takes out the pressure of having like any expectations, and so we get to benefit from you guys being sponsors. And then if anybody participates, like if anybody ends up wanting to try out some of the CBD oil or the CBD candies or the gummies or like the puppy treats or like the CBD gum or like, I don't know what the fuck this is. The topical cream. Oh!
Lidocaine pain cream.
Lidocaine pain cream and, and all these other things and so on and so forth.
Right.
And, you just go to the link that we have for My Idaho Friends.
Right.
We don't have to carry any product.
You don't have to
it just goes directly, towards your inventory, and whenever they order, they go. And then, guess what? The show gets some money, and we can pay Argos Productions, and we can continue to push more content. Ta-da!
Yay! Woo woo! So guys, think about this. So what's funny is doing the research on all this product, only about 7% of the U.S. knows about CBD product. They may know about it, they just have never tried it. Okay. Your body, your central nervous system is it's an endocannabinoid system.
Ooh.
So
here we go. Big words.
Cannabinoid. So a cannabinoid, CBD, is cannabinoid. Mm-hmm. So your body is an endocannabinoid system. There's some massive benefits to your body for using CBD. First and foremost, right out of the gate, marijuana, for you marijuana folks, is neck up. So you get the psycho side of it, the high. Mm-hmm. CBD is neck down. It's your central nervous system. There's a lot of things that you're benefited from by ingesting CBD. Your organs, your stomach, if you have irritable bowel syndrome, if you have issues with the lower end, the back end, there's a lot of things that CBD can help with. It can help, hey, folks, seizures. If you know of somebody who has seizures, adult kids, CBD is the best thing for them. It just absolutely will help in relation to seizures. Now, there are things that we can and can't say. There are medical papers that are out that are done by Harvard, UCLA, that speak to the benefits of CBD.
Right.
Stress and anxiety helps with it.
Yeah.
We help with all the inner stuff. If you really go look at it, there's over 100 cannabinoids out there, and they all have a benefit to the body. Here's the beauty of it. CBD-N, CBD-G, they all help with different organs, whatever it might be. This version of CBD helps with about 70% of everything in your body. There are some other things, but before you get me off topic.
Okay.
Your pets. How many of us out there love our pets more than we love ourselves? We do more for our pets than we do for ourselves. We take better care of our pets. Your dog, let's talk about my dogs. Your dog specifically has probably 5 to 10 times more intricate endocannabinoid system than we do. Your pets benefit greater from CBD than we do, and we benefit extremely well from it. So I had a little Yorkie that left us in March. For about the last 6 months of his life, he had a limp in the back of his hip. I started giving him CBD. For the last 6 months he was around, he didn't limp anywhere. It took care of that limp that was in the back of his hip, his joints. He was old. So it lubricates, it got rid of the so it's a natural anti-inflammatory for a lot of things in the body. Athletes, professional athletes are now, if you go look at the MMA space, a lot of them immediately after a fight start CBD. Yeah. They get it in their body, anti-inflammatory.
And we're going to touch on that. We're not going to get too far because you have some pretty cool collaborations going on, especially on the mixed martial arts arena and stuff like that. I don't want to get too far ahead. But, of course, bias, because we're here and everybody watching is like, of course you're going to say that, Jaime. But a really cool thing, you know, and of course I do it right before they start the show. And I'm new at this. This is only episode 20 what? Sweet baby James, what episode is this?
I think it's 22, sir.
Episode 22.
Nice.
Okay. So, like, I'm still getting the hang of this, right? And this is our first one with whiskey, and I'm feeling really good. But I will say, you know, when I transition, you know, out of the service, civilian sector, the one thing that will keep me sane in that, in the beginning, was running. And I will run. And the thing is, like, I hate running, but I was always good at it. You know, the big, tall, skinny guy with long legs, fucking shocking, right? You're good at running.
Right.
And eventually, just the knees just couldn't take it after 12 years of you know, the infantry life. And then I fell in love with Muay Thai again, and I started practicing that in SBG Idaho, Combat Fitness. Shout out to my coaches, Daniel Marine. We did a episode with him, Marine Boxing Academy. Shout out to him, and Jesse Brock, the man, the legend, who runs SBG Idaho over here. Anyway, my Muay Thai coach. He inflicts pain, but I love him. but no. In all reality, the one thing that whenever I get spicy, and I don't want to go into too much detail, I have found that you know, some of the, you know, the edibles and just the CBD stuff, not the THC stuff, but just like the stuff that you were introducing me to, and it does really like helps me just, you know, just bring it down a notch.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's solved all my problems or anything like that, but it's been really cool. It's been really refreshing that, you know, after using it for the last month and a half, you know, it has produced like, you know, a positive effect in which like, okay.
That's good. Sure beats the alternative.
You know, this is right.
Right.
Because yeah, like we joke around and we like our booze and all this other stuff, but you know, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a family man first, and I'm not just gonna booze it all away.
Right.
You know,
right.
we have, because you know, you're a Marine yourself, you know, from way back in the day.
Chesty Puller and I went to boot camp together.
Yeah, the Banana Wars. But anywho, people are like Googling Banana Wars right now.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, by the way. It's not an innuendo.
We rode our way into battle.
Yeah.
Rode it.
Yeah. But you know, it's cool to have something available just to take a little bit of the edge off.
Right.
You know, just to have it be not like, okay, now I'm gonna have to like drink like 2 beers, and then 2 beers turn into a 6-pack, and then 2 6-packs turn into a shot.
Right.
You know, because you know, consuming with moderation and anything, you know, it's fine. But if you're going through some things, it's just nice to have an alternative. And this right here has been a really nice alternative when things have gotten, again, a little funky. Mm-hmm. And before, I didn't see the need to rely on anything like that. But then 2020 happened.
Right.
And, you know, it started...
Changed everything.
It started with Harambe getting shot in 2016, and then it transitioned...
We lost our favorite gorilla that we didn't know about until we got shot.
Yeah, you know, dicks up for Harambe, if anybody watching still remembers that. But then, like, all of a sudden, you know, 2020 comes about, and, you know, Australia is burning. Have you guys been paying attention? Does anybody remember Australia? Because it's still, I do, in my heart. No, it's a world thing.
You're right. It was burning up.
No, it's just burning. It's just burning down. It was
the poor
awful.
baby koalas.
Koalas everywhere, and people, you know, like a bunch
Nobody cares about the kangaroos, but those damn koalas.
Yeah, because you can carry them. You see, like the video of like the occasional, you know, like the lady with the bob. I don't want to call her a Karen.
Where's Sarah? What's her face that sings for the dogs?
Oh gosh, that's Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan. You need to do a koala special.
But that was super terrible and super sad, and I know that we're making light of it, and I hope it doesn't come across as insensitive, and I apologize. But it was awful. It was really straight up awful.
They're Britain's criminals.
And little did we know that was just the beginning
of what's
this shit. Fucking.
The Western U.S. is burning up.
Yeah, and now, but everybody's like, fucking, we don't have time for this because, you know.
And I just want to thank you all for wearing your mask in your fires.
Do not do this to me. Right fucking now. I will. I love you a long time, dude. I will fucking knock you out. It is my show. It's like, it's like Jaime knocked out his sponsor.
Yeah.
But My father-in-law will be here going like, what the fuck is Kevin doing? He doesn't know because he doesn't watch the show, except for when, he gets interviewed here.
Right.
But for those of you that do not know, infectious diseases doctor, hello, Dad, Tom Kaufman. We love what you do. Thank you for working so hard for keeping
Tom's a cool
everybody
cat.
informed. But everything, from all the way from the Australian fires to now, like, the West and the Northwest burning up,
Right.
the quality of our air, and then everything in between,
Right.
like people not being able to work, and like people getting sick, and then just people having anxiety, and people dealing with mental health issues, and people just trying to do their very best, business owners
Suicides
trying
are up.
to stay afloat. There's an increase in suicide. There's an increase on in certain areas of the country of like gun violence and murder. There's an increase on like spousal abuse and sexual abuse. There's an increase on like all sorts of weird negative things. Now, before you start getting all crazy, there's also a lot of good things happening. Okay, so don't just.
Could you name one good thing?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Everybody that is doubling down on nonprofit groups,
Yeah.
everybody that is doubling down on, making sure, and we're going to touch on that because I know you're involved in some of that,
Right.
but like, mental health awareness, everybody that is doubling down of making sure, that we're checking on each other, everything from
Right.
veteran groups. I was talking to Big Dan over here with the Aaron Butler Purple Heart Run, Memorial Run. Which just took place about a month and a half ago.
Right.
If that, we had a great interview over here. And there are people out there doing their very best to make sure that they're making a change in their communities. You're thinking about, right now, the environment in which like all of our teachers, okay, have to be doing stuff online and then doing some stuff in person. There are people that are exposed and like families with children in which like I get it, like, not everybody feels the same about how to deal with with what's happening in our country and due to COVID-19. So some people are ready to send
I have
their
all
kids
the
back to
answers.
school. No, I'll slap you. Stop.
I got them all.
But you were talking about, sending our children back to school or
Right.
just doing it all online and whatnot.
Right.
And everybody's just trying to do their very, very best. And while there's most certainly a lot of negative stuff happening, and in the very end of the show, I was thinking I wasn't going to touch on that, but I think I will because I have to. There's a lot of good going on. There are people who are making sure that others are not going hungry.
Taking care of everybody,
There
yeah.
are people who are already prepping. The winter is coming. We're a 4-season state. You know and understand the plight of the homeless because you have
Right.
done work with them before.
Right.
And and we just want to make sure that our people are taken care of. And over here in Idaho, we're not perfect. Nobody is, and we have our struggles, we have our dirty laundry, but at the same time, we have plenty of people that rise to the occasion and are supporting the arts and are supporting, bartenders. Like bars are not really open unless you have a kitchen and you're able to like serve food. And yes. Thank you, because that's not. But there are a lot of people doing good
Right.
things.
There are.
There are. And everybody
Not our
is
governor,
just
but everybody else is.
really doing the very. The one thing I'm going to say about that, I do not envy anybody
Yeah.
in a leadership position. Right
Tough
now,
decisions they're having to make.
Okay,
Yeah.
so calm yourself down. Okay, I will moderate the shit out of you, Kevin Steven. So, with that said,
Okay.
moving back on, some really cool and exciting things about Vital Elements. You have some really awesome collaborations. You and I, big MMA fans.
Right.
We're going to be watching the fights this weekend. We got...
Costa's going to win it.
You think so?
Adesanya's going down.
I think I got my money on Adesanya.
Adesanya is rounds 2 through 5. Round 1, Costa's going to come out and swing for the fence.
I think he's very skilled, man. I think,
All he's got to do is land one.
Well, yeah, and the same thing you could say about when like Romero fought Costa, and the same thing you're talking about,
Costa beat him.
with like, and and all this other stuff. But he could have gone the other way around. too. It's
Somebody's
just knockout power.
getting that first loss.
You know what? I think
I like Israel Adesanya.
I think this. No, I'm not saying that you don't have to like him.
He's a talented fighter. Talented fighter.
Incredibly talented fighter. I'm just like,
I just want to see him get knocked down a peg.
I'm just, I'm skinny and I'm brown, so I want him to win. There.
Well, the other guy is thick and he's brown.
Yeah, but not, but you know, but he's lighter than I am.
And as a thicker guy, I'll go for
thicker
the
guy.
I'll go for the thicker dude.
I know what you like. Cheers to that. With that said, see what I did there? See what I did there, Idaho?
I'm very hetero for the ladies.
No, why you gotta say that? That just sounds like an insecurity. See, now you're peeling this onion. And it's going into a,
I said for the thicker guys,
now
and
it's
you
gonna
made a comment
turn
about
into
it.
so a weird
Are we
thing.
going to peel back the onion now?
Nobody cared about that. Nobody
Okay,
cared about.
all right.
Nobody cares that you're straight.
All right.
Nobody
I
cares.
am. Just going to reiterate.
You were in the Marine Corps. You know how gay that is?
We were in the men's department of the Navy.
Yeah, and still pretty freaking gay, man. And there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm cool with it. It's not a big deal. I get a bunch of dudes banging their sheds. Oh, I was in the infantry and I was in the Marine Corps, blah, blah. And yeah, I was there with you too. And you did some pretty questionable things. So, you know, cheers to you. Just get out of the closet and just be happy and be
Anyway,
with the rest of us.
back to the fights.
For
Where are we
crying
headed?
out loud. Okay, so, oh, Erica's back. Erica's going to say something?
Oh, I just want to let you know that it's 6:37, and if you want to get the show done and all of your points across.
Okay, thank you, Erica. I appreciate that. And this is the value that Argos Productions brings to you, my friend.
Keep us on point.
Thank you. Okay, so let's just get done with that. But let's transition back to Vital Elements. You have some really exciting, awesome collaborations.
Right.
One of them is the voice of Here We Go.
Right. Mike Goldberg, Goldie, as he's affectionately known.
Boom.
Goldie. Goldie for 20 years called UFC Fights, UFC, WEC. He was tied to that organization for 20 years. He sat next to Joe Rogan for 15 years.
Who is Joe
16
Rogan?
years. Nobody knows who the hell Joe Rogan is. Anyway, so this other guy that nobody knows, Joe Rogan, he said,
Get mad at me, Joe.
he said he sat next to Goldie, the
Goldie.
man, and
Oh.
and so yeah, for 15, 20 years, you know, called all those UFC fights and or MMA fights, UFC. Then now Goldie with Big John. Big John McCarthy is overcalling all of the Bellator fights now, a CBS-owned organization. So, yeah, Goldie got in. Goldie, you know, I sent him samples. He started using the product. He was having trouble sleeping. He had a little bit of anxiety around some things. He's been using our CBD products for a few months now. Swears by them. Absolutely. I was just on a Zoom call with him and one of the big training groups called Neuroforce One. Neuroforce One are the guys who train like some big MMA fighters. Henry Cejudo. They train Paulo, who fights Saturday, which I think that's another reason why I'm kind of leaning that
That's why. Okay, it all makes sense.
Yeah, I need him to win because, you know, I've got some partners who are involved in that. But anyway, so Goldie's involved. Goldie has introduced us to a bunch of other big MMA folks. John Kavanaugh, who is one of the big names with SBG, who is Conor McGregor's coach.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got some big name folks.
No, let's be careful because we're over here in SBG Idaho territory. He says he's interested. He hasn't said.
Oh no, yeah. Hey guys, for the record,
I don't mean to call you out.
No,
but
I'm just saying Goldie's introduced us and he started conversations.
Gotcha. Okay. So he's not part of.
He's not
it
on
just
board
yet.
right now. I mean, the names that I'm talking about. You know, the other guys, they're considering stuff right now.
But Mike Goldberg is in it to win.
Goldberg is in it.
Yeah.
You can go to his social media accounts and
I dig it.
He's all over it.
So the proof is in the pudding.
Proof is in the pudding. So Goldberg is bringing us on that other guy that we mentioned earlier, Rogan. He has a small podcast, and Goldie and the team from Neuroforce, and then the diet side is a gal named Fran. They're bringing Vital Elements on the Joe Rogan podcast here.
Oh, really? Which episode is that gonna be?
Not sure. I don't know what's going to be called. It's one coming in the future.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
the three of them are going to be on, and they're going to be talking about how they've integrated
Okay,
CBD.
I really hope it goes through, man, because otherwise we're gonna look real silly over here.
Joe, you know what's going to happen.
God in heaven.
Yeah.
But no, of course, I'm prepping this question because I'm going to send some love to our dear friend Amy.
Okay.
But I know there's been a pretty robust social media campaign and support for anybody that decides that they want to be involved with
Right.
Vital Elements. So, of course, you can push out your own content, but there's also some stock content
Right.
that people can reach
Right.
out, you know, to whether there is.
Well, you know, digital marketing, there's a whole, I mean, you know, we're helping people with the positioning and the branding and the messaging on their accounts. with stuff that we've created for them.
Right, and that has been, you guys have done a lot of that,
Right.
but also with the help of Amy, right?
Yeah, so Amy came in. Amy's a lifelong friend.
Amy also-
she's a lot older than I am. Hi,
Oh,
Amy.
God in heaven. Are you
And
seriously
so,
just...
yeah, so Amy's involved, and
sorry,
Amy is helping
She's
Goldie.
not a lot older than you, by the way.
She's a lot older. So she's helping Goldie and some of the other folks with their social media management stuff, their Instagram accounts, their Twitter accounts, their Facebook stuff. And so she's built a ton of really cool branded items. It's Vital Elements, but it's very hippie-ish, a lot of fun, a lot of really cool stuff. And Goldie absolutely loves her. Goldie's like, she's solid. She's gold. She does all this amazing stuff. And
She just called you an asshole on her feed.
Hey, Amy. Hi, my very older friend, Amy. So Goldie absolutely loves Amy. Amy is helping. Not only does Amy help Vital Elements,
Right.
so Amy has jumped in. She's helped with our social media from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter. She's now helping Goldie and some of the other folks that are involved with the Vital Elements branding. For them.
Right. And I'm being super rude.
And I'll be honest with you, Amy absolutely loves me. That her calling me an asshole is just
yeah,
the brother sister thing.
yes, let's go with that. And then again with Amy, since we're talking about Amy, nobody knows Amy, but I think they should know her business, which
Digital
is
Cantina.
Digital Cantina.
Yeah, so digital-cantina.com is where you can find Amy. Amy does amazing
Yeah.
social media management stuff.
Yeah.
So she really is super creative. I mean, like wicked creative.
Yeah.
And she did it for we owned a bar together. Amy and I had a wine and martini bar. She did all of our social media stuff for us. And she's taken what she was doing 5-6 years ago and carried that forward into other brands. She does it for some really big brands. She manages their social media stuff.
Yeah, which is
so,
great.
if you need social media help, Amy would be a great resource to reach out to. Digital-cantina.com.
It works for Vital Elements. It works,
Absolutely, Vital Elements.
It works for Goldie, aka Michael Goldberg.
Yeah, she's
Digital
helping out Goldie.
Cantina, you can find her on Instagram. You
Absolutely.
can find her on Facebook, or you can just reach out to me and I'll connect you with her, because she's probably
Amy,
gonna talk
I'm
to
not.
you further.
Amy could probably help out my Idaho friends.
Well, you see, now you put me in a spot.
That's the asshole.
Now, oh my gosh! My Idaho friends is on a limited budget.
She'll help
So
you out.
we're very grateful that you're our first and only sponsor. Being transparent over here.
Yeah.
All right, so that's really cool. We've been able to, talk about how you actually, essentially, are running the CBD game here in Idaho. It was really funny, I guess, when we went on the live streams, your competitor put something on my post that I said we were going to go live with you.
Yeah.
So, good on them. I think ultimately, don't say anything silly.
I'm not gonna
or
say anything
weird.
bad about him. Just
No.
know that company it's a multi-level marketing company. Run, you guys, run.
No, okay. So,
Run.
and for all of you at home that are part of an MLM, you do what you gotta do to bring home the bacon or the turkey bacon,
Absolutely.
whichever it is. So there ain't no shame on doing whatever it is need to do to take care
quit
of your
slaughtering
family,
turkeys, people.
especially on this environment. So I'm all about it. But yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think, I do like the fact that, again, that you don't have to hold any product like at home and there's no expectation.
Yeah, we
and,
inventory it all.
I don't mean to steal any of your thunder, but there's 2 separate tiers. You can come in at a tier in which
Right.
facilitates 30%.
30 to 40% commission, yeah.
30, but you don't have to purchase anything.
No.
You just sign up.
No.
And then you have your own link.
You
and
can
then
come
it's
in.
on
There's
you.
no cost to get involved. Literally, you can come in. You can sign up
Yeah.
right now. If somebody buys through your link, you can make 30% commission on it.
And if you're going to do that, please do it through the My Idaho Friends link so we can continue
Absolutely.
to push
You should
content
benefit.
and
You should
it
benefit
is-
Jaime. And before we get off
No,
the
Jaime,
top,
but My Idaho Friends.
yeah, before we get off the topic, you guys, we have some amazing products that are coming. We'll start shipping them in November. We have men's and women's hair growth product, hair thickening product. We have 7 products, from a serum to a heat protectant to a spray-in gel to shampoo to conditioner to a DHT blocking pill that you can take. All of it infused with CBD, infused with the terpenes that help grow hair. I'm using it myself, and I'm already seeing my hair thicken. I've only been using it for a couple months.
Okay.
My hair is thickening. I'm like, okay, I'm sold. So we will have we've filed the patents on it. We'll have the only patented CBD infused hair growth product on the market. which will really expand our line. So right now we have a lot of products that are fantastic. High grade, it's just the quality on our products can't be touched. But this hair growth product is going to change the market. I mean, CBD is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the U.S. And they're predicting it by the year 2024 to be a $25 billion a year business. Right. Throw in the $10 to $15 billion a year hair growth on top. Right. Watch out.
Well,
get in now, mother truckers. That's all I'm saying.
Mother fire truckers. Well said.
Yes.
You're my friend and my only sponsor, so I'm not going to fact check you.
Okay.
So you get a pass.
Pass muster? Hey, ask me. What do you fact check me?
No, because we don't have enough time and we don't have enough. So usually Justin will be here and he will be doing what Erica is doing, and Erica will be here doing all the fact checking.
Yeah.
But you know.
You can fact check me.
Oh no, I will.
You can fact check me.
I just think people should do it at home. Because usually we would do it here, and I think fair is fair. But that's why I love having conversations with you, because the one thing is about you and I, my friend, we might not agree on all things, but the beauty of our friendship is that we're entirely transparent with each other. And that's why this works. And that's why I put up with your ass, because
hey, more of you should be like us.
You're not an easy friend, but I value you tremendously as a friend. And I value you tremendously as a sponsor, and I value tremendously as family.
You need some more whiskey.
Yeah, or not. I just put a very, 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 very...
And for the record, I value your friendship as well.
Well, you didn't have to say that, but thank you very much. And you see, there's that. We are gonna start wrapping it up because there's a couple of things that I want to touch on that are not necessarily episode related. Erica, can I have a time hack, please?
It is 6:48.
Thank you. Okay. So hopefully, I got my phone over here. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to be a little bit more present during the interview, and also making sure that I let you guys know that we appreciate those of you who are watching and tuning in, that, you know, we acknowledge you, we check you out. At one point in time, I'll have somebody else doing all the shout outs and things along those lines. But seriously, Kevin, I appreciate you taking a chance with us to have you, to be a sponsor to my project. It just means a great deal. You know, we try to deliver value to the local business owner. We try to share stories, from centers of influence throughout the state. And we want to continue to do that. In order for us to do that, we got to be able to pay,
keep the lights on,
pay some bills, keep the lights on, get the studio time. At one point in time, hopefully to get to the point where it's more like the original pilots, in which we went on location to the Space Bar with Will Hay, which is still just an outstanding. I'm so very proud of that very first episode. That first pilot was just amazing. And then the second interview.
Ours sucked, but the first one was amazing.
Oh my gosh! And
I totally kid.
Our conversation, over at Talaya One was also just incredibly good. I mean, it's good content, it's relevant content. We're doing our very best, along with our partnership with Argos Production too.
But in today's
bring
world,
you the very, very
in
best.
today's world, they could be using an Argos production for their company to expand their audience.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up. I mean, Argos Productions is doing so very much with their Argos TV stream, and they're making sure they're hitting everything from mental health to yoga to the arts, and just like all these kind of like little like niche groups that are not getting necessarily enough love. So if you really want to support a company that is tripling down on the arts on the local level, and those who are really looking not necessarily to, we all need to pay the bills, but they're not here to just like rob you blind. They're here to be fair, to help you out and get your business out there, get your name out there, be highlighted in the best way possible.
Their heart's behind it.
In a tasteful and very, artful manner. Erica's project, Roads to Bogus, an outstanding film. When they were helping do the documentary over in Spain, for Erica, remind me again.
Estefania.
Well, no,
it's Luis de la Tota.
Yeah.
And that whole flamenco community.
The flamenco community, yeah. So Stephanie, Stephanie and I just totally whitewashed that, but Stephanie and I went to high school together, longtime friends. And actually, you and I, we were over at the Double Tap Bar, used to be known as the whatever the name before, the veteran-owned bar downtown.
right.
And then, I went up and said hello to the flamenco group, and you were like, who the heck are these guys? And I was telling you all about it. This is when we first started hanging out
Right,
about
that's a long
4
time
years
ago.
So Argos, they travel and they did this amazing piece on them, and it's just everything that they're pushing. It's really to highlight everybody here at the local level that wants to make sure that the art not only gets seen, not only that it gets recognized, but it actually impacts those who they're trying to reach out to. So I think it's very wonderful, and I'm very grateful for Argos Production to continue to push the envelope and do it in
Cheers.
a way that it's affordable to those who want to get out there and just and again just get their vision. So I'm always grateful for Erica and Justin and Sweet Baby James out in the back. With all of that said, Erica, you have something?
I was just going to say, we are actually doing a mini documentary locally right now that I haven't even got to tell you about. And we'll talk more about it, but it's the Idaho Regional Ballet in Eagle. I helped knock down their wall to make a space. We're working on the Nutcracker.
Oh, wow.
Nutcracker, ladies and gentlemen. Nutcracker.
It's a ballet.
It is. It's
Yeah.
the ballet that everybody loves at Christmas time.
The Nutcracker
But with
Suite?
COVID,
Yeah.
it's really hard.
So and there's a lot of challenges, not just
it's a-
COVID, but also our wiggly table. So
A single dancer?
which I love. With that said, there's a couple of things that I am gonna hit on, and thank you.
Thank you.
I most certainly appreciate you.
Cheers.
And then cheers to you. And your future success in all your endeavors, book, digital marketing, software development, and the CBD field. Sweet Baby James, Erica, can I get just a shot of me? And I don't know if that sounds totally like braggadocious and whatever, but I need to actually have Kevin out of this shot for a minute. Let me know when we're there, please. Thank you very much. So, a couple of things. Really incredibly challenging time for everybody. Okay, it's not easy, and it's just not a lot of fun. All right. Today, hours ago, we know a little bit about the case for Breonna Taylor. No police officer has been charged directly over Breonna Taylor's death. Why am I bringing that up? Why does that matter? Well, because it's my freaking show. And that's all there's to it. And it speaks to me. And it speaks to me, because of the Black Lives Matters movement and everything that is happening. And it can be incredibly exhausting. And we're just trying to do our very best. We're trying to get day to day. We're trying to provide for our families. But the one thing that we all have in common is that we don't want to just provide for our families. We don't want to just put food on the table. We don't just want them, to have a roof over their heads. We want to make sure that they are safe. And if those of you who tune in often and recall my conversation with the storyteller Ty Simpson, shout outs to you, Queen, who I'm always and continuously learning from. She tuned me into this, this Instagram page called The Free Roots. And then we're not going to go into a great deal of detail as to how I feel about this, but I'm going to read you guys, something that he posted, and I think that it's something for all of us to consider, regardless of how we feel about our current climate, political climate, and everything that is going on. So this is from the Free Roots Instagram page from Mike, and it goes like this: Breonna was murdered with impunity. Wrap your mind around the fact, yet again, to raising your child, pouring everything you have into her, spending years protecting her and growing her and equipping her and nurturing her into independence. The good times, the bad times, the stressful times all happened to get you to this point, where your child is an adult making her way in society without needing you on a day-to-day basis. Your most important passion project, investment, reflection. Just about all done cooking. And then, after all of it, they bust down her door, kill her in her sleep, and tell you in front of the world that it didn't matter. My soul will die 1,000,000 times. Everything in me aches, not only for her spirit, but for everyone who gave a piece of their spirit to make hers. Her parents, her family. It's you love something so much that they don't give a fuck about it. It's emotionally crippling. We have never moved off of the auction block. We're still being snatched from arms and wombs and thrown onto wagons never to be seen again, one way or the other. Love for us in America is the most challenging of emotions. It's the beautiful gift they use to betray us as deeply as possible. They worry that seeps like poison in our hearts. It corrodes us, it stresses us. The more we love the people, the more we think about this day coming to our doorstep instead of our neighbors. For us, unlike them, our love doesn't just exist, it haunts. This will go into our cellular, our blood. We'll be parents praying our daughters and all our children are safe as they sleep as adults. Worry is now forever thrust upon us as elders. I hate them. Hate them. This resonated with me a great deal today, as I have 2 little ones. I happen to be an immigrant from Panama. I'm a brown kid who has been very fortunate to be surrounded by people who have shared their love for me and have opened and welcomed me, with open arms here in Boise, Idaho, which is one of the whitest states in the union. And that's okay. It is what it is. But I read that from the Free Roots Instagram from Mike, and it hit me hard because at one point I said to myself, how lucky am I that my children look so much more than my white wife than me. And as soon as I thought of that, I figured, how fucked up is that? There's a lot of details about this, and there's a lot of ways in which you're going to try to peel that onion. I feel the way I feel because I just cannot wrap my head around having a no-knock order and busting through a place looking for somebody that was already under police custody. So you can think about it the way you want to, and you can say, it could have been done different. Yes, they did knock. Yes, the boyfriend pulled out a firearm and shot, which if you're from Idaho, you're definitely a hypocrite because I know I love my guns, and if somebody's busting through my doors, they're getting some fucking rounds thrown into their chest and to their head. It's unfortunate, and it's just, it really pisses me off that the one thing that the one police officer is getting hit with is, was with endangering the neighbors. So something for you to think about, Idaho. It might not be happening over here, but that's the experience for a lot of people, for a lot of groups that are not white. And it's not that we don't have any love for our white brothers and sisters, but if you for some reason feel that this is okay, then we're not okay. Usually I finish the show and I tell anybody watching, and I tell myself, because it's a reminder. For a fun fact about me, I'm actually a very angry person. And the one thing that I'm able to do and say to myself, lead with kindness. And when you get a chance, you just go out there and be kind, because I want to set a great example for my children. I don't want to fall under this stereotypical, oh, you're an angry veteran and you were in the infantry and you transition out and now you're just pissed off at the world. I do not want to be that guy. I want to set a good example for my children. And if I can set a good example for somebody else, then that's great. But that's really not what drives it. I want to be a good father to my sons. I want my sons to be good men, to treat everybody right, to treat women, men, and everybody else in between, the way, that they should, with the respect and the honor they deserve. And it gets tricky when things like this happen. And it gets tricky when we read about all the hate and discontent that is going on. So today, I would be a hypocrite if I told you to get out there and be kind to each other, because I'm not feeling very kind today. I don't feel particularly kind at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and honor my anger. I'm gonna honor my, the big feelings that I'm having as the way that I talk to my children, and gonna talk to myself that way too. And I just ask you today, Idaho, that if you get a chance, it's just that you reflect. Because I just get the feeling it will be a little bit different if Breonna Taylor was instead white. I hope you're all well. I hope that you continue to do your very best. It's some weird, challenging times. I'm rooting for you. I love you a long time. And, if you can be kind today, then you're better than me today. You get that one. Today I cannot. Today I honor my anger. I honor my disappointment. And hopefully next week I'll be better than today. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next week.